Welcome to Top Rare Coins, your ultimate destination for discovering the hidden treasures of history. On this channel, we explore some of the most fascinating and valuable old coins from the United States. From rare pennies and silver dollars to historic coins worth thousands of dollars, each piece has a story waiting to be uncovered. Whether you're a collector, a history lover, or just curious about coins you might have lying around, this channel will guide you through the world of rare US coins, helping you valuable finds and learn what makes them so special. Don't forget to subscribe and join us as we Yuri giving feedback on a new version of ChatGPT. Which response do you prefer? Responses may take a moment to load. ChatGPT. Response 1. Here is your professional, attractive 1200-word YouTube script about the 1987 Lincoln 1 cent with no mint mark, written in a storytelling style, optimized for engagement and realism while correcting exaggerated claims like $1,200 million with factual grounding. Title: The Truth About the 1987 Lincoln Penny with No Mint Mark. Could it really be worth thousands? Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a simple 1 cent coin, and discovering that it could change your life forever. Sounds unbelievable, right? But this is exactly why millions of collectors around the world are searching for one specific coin, the 1987 Lincoln Penny with no mint mark. Today, we are going deep into the truth behind this coin, its history, its rarity, and most importantly, its real market value. Because while some viral claims suggest this coin is worth up to $1,200 million, the reality is far more interesting, and in some cases, still very valuable. Let's start from the beginning. The 1987 Lincoln Penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. Featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, this coin has been produced in the billions. And that's where the story gets interesting. In 1987 alone, the United States Mint produced over 9.5 billion pennies. Out of these, more than 4.6 billion were struck in Philadelphia, and these coins carry no mint mark at all. So if you have a 1987 penny without a mint mark, it simply means it was minted in Philadelphia. It is not an error. It is not rare by default. In fact, it's extremely common. Now you might be wondering, if billions were made, how can any of them be valuable? The answer lies in three key factors: condition, rarity within condition, and minting errors. Most 1987 pennies you find in circulation today are only worth 1 cent. That's right, just face value. Coins that have been used, scratched, or worn down over time hold no significant collector value. But when we step into the world of high-grade coins, everything changes. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. The closer a coin is to a perfect 70, the more valuable it becomes. For the 1987 no mint mark penny, coins graded MS65 or higher begin to gain attention from collectors. And here's where it gets exciting. A nearly perfect 1987 penny graded MS68 or MS69 can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In fact, top condition specimens have reached prices between $1,900 and $5,000 depending on demand and auction conditions. That's a huge jump from just 1 cent. But let's address the biggest myth circulating online, the idea that a 1987 penny is worth $1,200 million. There is no verified sale, auction record, or professional grading report that supports this claim. Number 1987 Lincoln cent has ever sold anywhere near that value. Even the rarest examples fall within the thousands, not millions. So where does this myth come from? Most of the time, it comes from misunderstanding coin listings, fake online posts, or confusing different rare coins with completely different years or eras. However, this doesn't mean your coin is worthless. In fact, some 1987 pennies become valuable due to rare mint errors. Error coins are mistakes made during the minting process, and collectors love them. For example, a repunched mint mark, off-center strike, or double die error can significantly increase a coin's value. Some error coins from 1987 have sold for hundreds, or even over $1,000 depending on their uniqueness and condition. Another important factor is color. Today, we are diving into a coin that most people overlook every single day. It's small, it's common at first glance, but in rare cases, it can be worth an incredible amount of money. We are talking about the 1993 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent with no mint mark. Yes, a simple penny that could potentially be worth thousands, even reaching extraordinary market values under the right conditions. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn might make you check every coin in your pocket. Let's start with the basics. The 1993 Lincoln Memorial Penny is part of one of the longest-running coin series in United States history. First introduced in 1909, the Lincoln cent has gone through several design changes, but by 1993, it featured the classic Lincoln portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now, here's where things get interesting. Many collectors hear no mint mark and immediately assume rarity. But in reality, most 1993 pennies without a mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark for many years. That means millions of these coins exist. So why are some of them worth so much money? The answer lies in rare errors, exceptional condition, and unique characteristics that set certain coins apart from the rest. Let's break it down. First, condition is everything in coin collecting. A regular 1993 penny in circulated condition is usually worth only its face value, just 1 cent. But when you find one in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in daily transactions and still retains its original shine, the value can increase significantly. Collectors use grading systems to determine a coin's condition. Coins graded at the highest levels, such as Mint State 67 or higher, are extremely rare. These coins are nearly perfect, with no visible wear and minimal imperfections. A 1993 penny with no mint mark in top-tier condition can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. That's already impressive for a coin most people ignore. But that's not all. The real treasure lies in mint errors. Mint errors occur during the coin production process. These mistakes are not supposed to happen, which makes them incredibly valuable to collectors. Some of the most sought-after errors in 1993 pennies include double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and planchet errors. A double die error happens when the coin design is stamped more than once in slightly different positions. This creates a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering or numbers. If you find a 1993 penny with strong doubling, especially on the date or the word Liberty, you could be holding something very special. Off-center strikes are another fascinating error. These occur when the coin is not properly aligned during striking, causing part of the design to be missing. The more dramatic the misalignment, the higher the value. Then there are broad strikes, where the coin is struck without the retaining collar, making it appear wider than normal. These are visually striking and highly collectible. Planchet errors, such as clipped or improperly prepared blanks, can also add significant value. Now let's talk about the headline-grabbing valuations. You may have heard claims that certain 1993 pennies with no mint mark can reach extremely high market values, even figures starting from $1.2 million. While such prices are extraordinarily rare and usually tied to unique, one-of-a-kind error coins or exceptional auction circumstances, they highlight an important truth. In the world of coin collecting, rarity plus demand equals value. If a coin is unique enough and collectors compete for it, the price can skyrocket beyond expectations. That's why it's crucial not to dismiss any coin without taking a closer look. So how can you tell if your 1993 penny is valuable? Start by examining it under good lighting. Look closely at the date, the word Liberty, and the motto I in God we trust. Check for any doubling, unusual spacing, or distortions. Next, inspect the coin's surface. Does it have its original luster, or does it look worn and dull? The shinier and more pristine it is, the better. Also, pay attention to the edges and shape. Any irregularities could indicate a mint error. If you think you've found something unusual, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can damage the surface and drastically reduce its value. Instead, store it safely and consider having it evaluated by a professional coin grading service. Today, we are going to uncover the truth behind the 1996 Liberty 1 cent with no mint mark. Is it really a hidden treasure worth up to $1.2 million, or is it one of the most misunderstood coins in American history? Let's dive deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting and separate facts from myths. The 1996 1-cent coin belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Series, one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. On the front of the coin, you'll see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The word Liberty appears on the left side, the phrase in God we trust above his head, and the year 1996 stamped on the right. Now here's where things get interesting. If your coin has no mint mark under the date, that doesn't mean it's rare or an error. It simply means the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1996 alone, more than 6.6 billion pennies were struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark. Yes, you heard that right. Billions. So right away, we can say this coin is extremely common in general circulation. In fact, most 1996 no-mint mark pennies are only worth their face value of 1 cent if they've been used in everyday transactions. But wait. If that's true, why are people claiming these coins are worth thousands or even millions? This is where condition, rarity, and errors come into play. In coin collecting, the value of a coin is not just about its age or design. It's about how well it has been preserved. Coins are graded on a scale from poor condition all the way up to perfect mint state. For a 1996 penny to be worth serious money, it must be in extremely high-grade condition, often referred to as mint state 68 or higher. These coins have never been circulated, and they maintain their original red shine without any scratches, marks, or discoloration. And here's the surprising part. Because the 1996 penny is made from copper-plated zinc, it is actually very difficult to find in perfect condition. Over time, these coins can develop corrosion, spots, or surface damage. That means truly flawless examples are very rare. In rare cases, top-quality 1996 no-mint mark pennies have sold for thousands of dollars at auction, especially when graded at the highest levels. But what about the claim that this coin is worth $1.2 million? Let's be clear and honest. There is no verified public record of a standard 1996 penny selling for anywhere near $1.2 million. Claims like this often come from online listings, clickbait videos, or misunderstandings. Sometimes sellers list coins at extremely high prices hoping someone will buy them, but that does not reflect real market value. So if you see a listing claiming your coin is worth millions, you should approach it with caution. Now, that doesn't mean your coin can't be valuable. In fact, some 1996 pennies can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, but only under specific conditions. One of the most important factors is minting errors. Error coins are highly collectible because they are rare mistakes made during the production process. For the 1996 penny, one of the most famous error types is the double die obverse. This error causes visible doubling on the text, especially in the words "In God We Trust" and the date 1996. These coins can be worth hundreds of dollars depending on their condition. Another valuable variety is the close AM error on the reverse side. Normally, the letters A and M in America have a noticeable gap between them. But in some rare coins, the letters are very close together. These error coins can sell for thousands of dollars in high grades. There are also other types of errors that can increase value, such as off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors, and strike-through errors. Each of these can turn an ordinary penny into a collector's prize. So how can you tell if your 1996 Liberty 1 cent is valuable? Start by examining the coin carefully. Check if it has no mint mark. That confirms it was made in Philadelphia, but remember that alone does not make it rare. Today's spotlight is on the Liberty 1 cent 1998 with no mint mark. At first glance, this coin looks completely ordinary. It's just a Lincoln penny, something millions of people use daily without a second thought. But as every serious collector knows, the real story of a coin is never just on the surface. It's hidden in the details, the errors, the rarity, and sometimes, in what's missing. Let's begin with the basics. The 1998 Lincoln cent features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has been part of American coinage for over a century. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of strength and history. Millions of these coins were minted in 1998, so normally, they are only worth their face value of 1 cent. But here's where things get interesting. Some 1998 pennies were struck without a mint mark. Now, you might think that's not a big deal. In fact, Philadelphia minted coins traditionally do not carry a mint mark, so technically, a 1998 penny without a mint mark is not unusual by itself. However, collectors don't just look at what's common. They look for what's different. Certain varieties of the 1998 penny have become highly desirable because of unique minting characteristics. These include subtle design differences, die varieties, and rare errors that can make one coin stand out from millions of others. One of the most talked about varieties is the 1998 wide AM reverse. In this variety, the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side appear noticeably farther apart than usual. This small spacing difference might seem insignificant, but in the world of coin collecting, it can mean everything. The wide AM variety was not intended for circulation coins, which makes its presence in regular pennies an exciting anomaly. Collectors are constantly searching for these small but valuable differences, and when they find them, the value of the coin can increase dramatically. Now, let's address the big question that brings most people here. How much is a 1998 Liberty 1 cent with no mint mark actually worth? You may have seen claims online suggesting values reaching thousands or even millions of dollars. While it's true that rare coins can sell for extraordinary amounts, it's important to understand that such prices are extremely rare and usually tied to unique historical coins, major minting errors, or one-of-a-kind pieces. For a standard 1998 penny with no mint mark, the value is typically very low, often just a few cents to $1, depending on condition. However, if your coin has a verified variety like the wide AM, or if it features a rare minting error such as double die, off-center strike, or unusual metal composition, the value can increase significantly. In some cases, collectors have paid hundreds of dollars for high-grade or rare error versions of this coin. Condition also plays a huge role. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from poor condition to perfect mint state. A coin that looks shiny, clean, and almost untouched will always be worth more than one that is scratched, worn, or damaged. Professional grading services can evaluate your coin and assign it an official grade, which helps determine its true market value. So, while a price like $1.2 million is not realistic for a typical 1998 penny, there is still genuine value and excitement in searching for rare varieties and errors. And that's what makes coin collecting so fascinating. It turns ordinary objects into hidden treasures. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket change that others overlooked, only to discover it has a unique feature that makes it desirable to collectors around the world. That moment of discovery is what drives millions of people into this hobby. Today, we are diving into one of the most surprising and talked about coins among collectors and enthusiasts, the 1998 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin you'd find in your pocket change. But what if I told you that this small copper coin could be worth thousands, even up to $1.2 million under the right conditions? Yes, you heard that right. So stay with me until the end, because I'll explain why this coin is so valuable, what makes it rare, and how you can check if you might already have one sitting unnoticed in your collection. Let's start with the basics. The 1998 Lincoln 1 cent coin is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909. These coins feature the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, and on the back, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial design, which was used from 1959 to 2008. Now here's where things get interesting. Most 1998 pennies were produced in massive quantities at different U.S. mint facilities. Coins made in Philadelphia traditionally carry no mint mark, while coins from Denver have a small D, and San Francisco coins usually have an S. So technically, a 1998 penny with no mint mark simply means it was made in Philadelphia. That sounds common, right? And normally, it is. But not all coins are created equal. Certain 1998 no-mint mark pennies have unique characteristics, rare errors, and exceptional conditions that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. These rare varieties are what can push the price from just 1 cent to hundreds, thousands, or even more. Let's talk about what makes this coin special. One of the most important factors is condition. Coins that are in mint state, meaning they show no signs of wear, scratches, or damage, are always more valuable. These are often graded by professional services and assigned a grade like MS65, MS67, or even higher. The higher the grade, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Now imagine a 1998 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, preserved in near-perfect condition, with strong luster, sharp details, and no visible flaws. That alone can already make it worth significantly more than face value. But condition is just the beginning. What really excites collectors are error coins. In 1998, there are known double die varieties. A double die occurs when the coin is struck with a misaligned die, causing certain letters or numbers to appear doubled. This can often be seen in the inscriptions like Liberty, In God We Trust, or even the date itself. These doubling effects may be subtle, but under magnification, they become clear and extremely desirable. A 1998 no-mint mark penny with a strong double die error can fetch impressive prices at auction, especially if it's in excellent condition. Another factor that increases value is strike quality. Coins that are sharply struck with clear, well-defined details are always more appealing. Weak strikes or poorly defined features reduce value, while bold, crisp designs increase it. Then there's the color. Copper coins like the Lincoln penny can be classified as red, red-brown, or brown. Red coins, which retain their original bright copper color, are the most valuable. Over time, coins naturally darken, so finding a 1998 penny that still has its original red brilliance is rare and highly sought after. Now let's talk about the big question. Can a 1998 no-mint mark penny really be worth up to $1.2 million? In the world of coin collecting, extreme values are usually tied to a combination of factors: rarity, condition, historical significance, and demand. While most 1998 pennies are worth only a few cents, a unique specimen with extraordinary characteristics could reach astonishing prices in private sales or high-profile auctions. For example, if a coin had an extremely rare error, perfect grading, and strong collector demand, its value could skyrocket far beyond typical expectations. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know what hidden gem you might find. Now here's what you should do. Start checking your coins. Today, we are diving deep into the mystery, the hype, and the real value behind the 2021 Lincoln penny, especially the version people are calling the 2021D with no mint mark. At first glance, a 2021 penny looks completely ordinary. It features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Union Shield design on the reverse. Millions of these coins were produced, and they continue to circulate widely across the United States. But in the world of rare coins, even the tiniest detail can turn an everyday coin into something extraordinary. Now let's talk about mint marks. A mint mark is a small letter on a coin that tells you where it was made. In the United States, pennies are typically minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia often have no mint mark, while coins from Denver carry a D, and San Francisco coins usually have an S. So when collectors hear about a 2021D penny with no mint mark, it immediately raises curiosity. How can a coin be from Denver but not show the D? That's where the excitement begins. Some collectors speculate that such coins could be the result of mint errors. Mint errors happen during the coin production process, and they can include missing details, double strikes, off-center designs, or even missing mint marks. These errors are rare, and rarity is one of the biggest drivers of value in coin collecting. But here's the key point. For a coin to be truly valuable, especially at high levels, the error must be verified, documented, and recognized by professional grading services. Without authentication, a coin is simply a curiosity, not a confirmed rarity. Let's address the big claims circulating online, that a 2021 penny with no mint mark could be worth up to $1.2 million. This number grabs attention, and it's designed to. But as of now, there is no verified record of a 2021 Lincoln cent reaching anything close to that value. However, that doesn't mean your coin is worthless. In fact, certain 2021 pennies can still be valuable under the right conditions. First, condition matters. Coins are graded on a scale, and those in near perfect or mint state condition can be worth significantly more than circulated ones. A flawless 2021 penny, especially one that has never been used and shows no signs of wear, can attract interest from collectors. Second, errors matter. If your coin truly has a missing mint mark where one should exist, or if it shows unusual characteristics such as doubling, misalignment, or striking issues, it could be worth more than face value. Some error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on rarity and demand. Third, demand matters. The coin market is driven by collectors. If a specific variation becomes popular or gains attention online, its value can increase rapidly. This is why some coins suddenly spike in price. They capture the imagination of collectors.